Washington Commanders, a playoff win for the first time in 19 years. Last-second field goal gets it done in Tampa. Let's break it all down. A Sunday edition of Game Day Final starts right now. It is time for Game Day Final, presented to you by Mercedes-Benz. The back end of the triple header on Jayden instead. He grabbed his flag. He would have been down in flag football, but this is tackle football. Zane Gonzalez, the fourth different Washington kicker this year, ricochets it in from 37 yards out. The Commanders, a playoff win for the first time in nearly 2 decades. They are off to Motown. And we are off and running on this edition of Game Day Final. Yes, Dan Quinn, it is presented to you by Mercedes-Benz. That's my dude, MJD. I am Chris Rose. This is a 90-minute edition. You all up, ready to go, dude?
Yeah, I'm fueled up, ready to roll.
Can you believe that last-second field goal off the upright like that, huh?
I mean, it was such a tough situation for the Commanders, but not for the Commanders, for the Buccaneers, but what a job that Dan Quinn's done. Jayden Daniels done an awesome job. I mean, what can you say?
What I can say is we're this close to divisional weekend. It gets started Saturday on ESPN and ABC. Texans and Chiefs. The nightcap, the Commanders on a short week at the Lions. That's on Fox. Then Sunday, the winner of the Vikings and Rams game at Philadelphia. That's on NBC. And then to finish it up, the Ravens and Bills. So juicy on CBS. But let's once again break down how Washington won this thing. Tampa with a field goal to tie it late. Washington takes over with 4:41 to go, and Jayden Daniels continues to not play like a rookie.
Yeah, listen, the no huddle really helps this young guy out because it's hard for a defense to scheme up blitzes. But I thought in this 2-minute drive, if I was Todd Bowles, I would have just heated Jayden Daniels up and said, look, we got to get him off. They didn't. They chose to play coverage. He beat him not only with his arm, but with his legs in critical moments. And he set up a game-winning drive. And this is, the funny thing about this, Chris, is he's not new to this. He's true to this. Does that make sense? He's done this multiple times throughout the season, and they believe in him to go out there and make these last-second, last-minute drives. I mean, they just literally took their time converting third downs, getting first downs over and over again, and just wasting the clock away. Well, they got it with 4 minutes left, right?
4:41.
And you went all the way down to kick a last-second field goal. That's great clock management. That's the way to kind of force the defense's hand a little bit towards the end. And, I mean, all you can say is kudos to the Commanders because they earned this victory.
Once again, here's the field goal.
Yeah, I thought he
Doink you very much.
I thought he missed it when it hit.
Didn't you?
Oh, I thought it was coming back.
I mean, how often do they just go the other way or kick right? To go in between the pipes on this one for a team that has struggled to find a field goal kicker this year, and when they found one, they always get injured. And this is crazy. Yeah. This is how they win their first playoff game in 19 seasons.
Yeah, Zane Gonzalez, the whole, what is that, the DMV, you won't have to buy a beer forever in that situation. It's been so long. You said it's 2 decades?
Almost.
Yeah, Zane Gonzalez, you're good. You probably gonna get a house, too, and all that out of there. I would.
And good for that guy, Terry McLaurin, who keeps putting on 1,000-yard seasons with different quarterbacks. Good news is, Terry, you're keeping this quarterback for quite a while.
I feel sorry for Mike Evans, though, and Baker Mayfield. They had a great year. They did an awesome job. It fell short for them in that situation.
They're going to be kicking themselves, I think, with 2 different things, right? They get the stop, Zach Ertz. There might have been a holding penalty on Levante David in the end zone. But, you know, once again, that didn't get called. They went out. They fumbled then deep in their own territory. Washington took the lead. Then the Bucs, they drive all the way down the field, and on a critical 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, inches.
Yeah, they end up screwing up the snap, and they had to settle for a field goal there. But we'll continue to break all that down. In the meantime, Bobby Wagner, his first year in D.C., is off to the divisional round. We are off to Tampa with Sarah Walsh.
Bobby, you had the fumble recovery that really changed the momentum of this game. What did it do for this team?
We just needed a play. I think they got a big 4th down. They had a lot of momentum going their way, and so, you know, we saw a ball on the ground, had to go get it.
What has it been like watching your rookie quarterback navigate this season and now take you a step further into this postseason?
It's been amazing, you know, watching his growth, seeing all the work he put in the offseason, to see it kind of coming to fruition right now. It's been good. It's been a blessing.
We have heard all year long about the resilience of this team, how special this team is, especially in the 4th quarter, and you did it again coming from behind. What is it about this group that you're never counted out?
we just have a strong bond. We have a brotherhood that's been tested throughout the season and continue to be testing and passing the test. And so we don't want to put ourselves in this position, but we know if we are, we're capable of coming out on top.
There's a lot of fans that travel that are still waiting around for you guys. Enjoy this one.
I know. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Matthew McConaughey, who knew? Congrats to Josh Harris and Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, the players. All the fans been on here since '74. Hell, okay. All right.
I just thought he knew, hook 'em horns. That's all I thought he was. But
okay, this is a better feeling than what happened earlier in the week.
No question. You got to get it where you can take it.
Yeah. Who knew? Once again. So I talked a little bit about what happened to Baker Mayfield and the offense, the last two drives. So once again, to set the scene, Washington drives all the way down the field. On 4th down, they try for Zach Ertz. There's no penalty called in the end zone, and the broadcast said, yes, in fact, there should have been some sort of holding or PI. So the Bucs have the ball deep in their own.
You're inside your own 20 at that point. You can't fumble the football. You can't turn the football over there. You have to try to get 2 to 3 first downs to be able to punt to flip field position at worst is what you want to do. But they're, again, trying to make a play, something they've executed over 1,000 times from May until now, and you just fumble the ball. Critical moments, the Buccaneers didn't show up. The last thing that really got to me, Chris, was we didn't really see Mike Evans a lot in this second half. We didn't see him. He got the big first down early on that drive before they fumbled.
Drew a big penalty.
Yeah, but then that was kind of it. Like it wasn't a Mike Evans. The way he led them down on that drive before half, I was like, oh yeah, it's about to be a Mike Evans second half. We're going to see him go and take over. He'll get about 150 and 2 touchdowns today. But the Commanders did a great job of really going from man to man to throwing some zone at Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers and kind of getting him off his spot a little bit.
With Jayden Daniels, we know that he came into the NFL as the #2 overall pick. Heisman Trophy winner, had been at 2 different schools at Arizona State and LSU.
Right.
But we wondered, with as much change as it had been going on there in Washington, what this was going to look like this year. The fact they made the playoffs, and now he leads a game-winning drive, which is something we saw just a few weeks ago against Philadelphia. By the way, that's Philly's lone loss in the last 14 games was against this kid and Jayden Daniels. What is it that he does that other rookies can't?
Well, I think it's 2 things. One, I believe that this team was a quarterback and a couple pieces away, right? And I think
you thought they were that close?
Well, I felt Terry McLaurin was really good. You needed a play caller that was going to be able to really expand what this quarterback can do. You go out and get the play caller that you want for your quarterback. This quarterback's ability to run the football helps his offensive line that has struggled in moments. But look, he gets on the run. Linebackers come out of their zones. He's able to throw the ball. He's a playmaker. But at the end of the day, they've always been a solid. They had a good front moments for him. But to me, at the end of the day, this kid has done a great job of really taking what's given to him, right? If it breaks down, he's willing to run. They do QB runs. And his mobility has really put this offense and this team on its back as of late.
First rookie to lead his team in passing yards and rushing yards in a playoff game. Pretty impressive stuff out there, dude.
And let me say this, too. My superpower is being explosive when things break down, and he did a great job with that. That reminds me a lot of a young Russell Wilson. You remember back in the day when Russell would get out of harm's way and just make a nice throw or keep him ahead of the chains? The Seattle Seahawks, Dan Quinn was there, right? All of a sudden, it's like, oh, okay, we have the running game, some weapons on the outside. These guys can go.
By the way, Russ was the last rookie quarterback to win a playoff road game before Jayden Daniels did it. 6 straight.
Who would have done that?
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I'm here to just kind of fill in the cracks a little bit. But it did come against another rookie in RG3.
Yeah, but
last rookie to win against a veteran on the road was Mark Sanchez against Phillip Rivers.
Wow.
Back when the Chargers played in San Diego. I'm old enough to remember that.
Me too.
So now, your best records in the NFC. This is since week 13. Just saying, somebody's won 6 in a row.
All
now, the Lions not that far behind, and that's what's up next on the calendar for the Washington Commanders. Saturday night in Motown, rested, #1 seed for the first time ever in the postseason. What do you expect there? Just first blush.
Well, I expect this. I expect the Lions to send a ton of pressure. I expect the Lions to play press man across the board. This is the problem that you have when you have a mobile quarterback. If you don't sack him in the pocket, you don't keep him in the pocket, he gets out, there's going to be a ton of space for him to go. So I know Aaron Glenn, one of my former teammates, is going to have a great plan of really keeping him in the pocket, keeping him in the cage of the pocket, not allowing him out and sending pressure like they kind of did against Sam Darnold a little bit. Expect a ton of press man. Expect some bluff blitzes, like they're going to have everybody up out. But At the end of the day, they'll have something for him. I just don't know if you let this guy get out of the pocket. It seems like he's willing to run a little bit more than he did early in the season. If he takes off and runs, it's going to be a long day if you're playing a lot of man coverage.
More than 900 rushing yards, I believe, this year.
Yeah,
he'll get it done.
Yeah,
I can't wait for next Saturday. We still have one more game to go for.
Slow down.
Well,
we got a little time left. Hold on.
Okay.
Don't rush it.
Can I give you some Commanders Buccaneers highlights?
Oh, I would love to.
You want to chime in?
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn. Mình lại quay lại đây. Video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tô màu những sản phẩm này đây. Các bạn hãy xem thật kỹ nha. Đây là những sản phẩm mình chưa tô. Những sản phẩm mình tô màu xong thì chắc chắn nó sẽ rất chi là đẹp. Tại vì mình có hộp sam màu này này. Sam màu này của mình. Nó giúp mình tô màu rất chi là đẹp luôn. Và bây giờ các bạn cùng theo dõi mình tô màu những sản phẩm nha. Hẹn gặp lại các bạn.
Bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục tô màu nha các bạn.